Hello, welcome to the Brew Espresso Coffee channel. Today we will be discussing what defines an espresso. Espresso is a small concentrated coffee drink and the brewing method to create it. So the espresso coffee is obtained by forcing really hot water through finely ground coffee under a lot of pressure. The shot is pulled from 20 to 30 seconds. Espresso is the most concentrated coffee drink and it's prepared using 1 part coffee and 2 parts water. The process of extracting a shot of espresso is very precise and it requires specific equipment, including an espresso machine. You cannot brew an espresso in a regular coffee maker, but I'll get back to that a little bit later. A normal single shot, or solo, is a tiny little drink of about 1 fluid ounce. To prepare it, you need about 7 grams of ground coffee. A double shot is about 2 ounces, and you need 14 to 18 grams of coffee. The resulting beverage has a dark golden foamy layer called the crema. The crema is the visual indicator that you have achieved a really excellent espresso. Is it espresso or expresso? Well, many people mistakenly call it Expresso, but its name comes from Italian, and the actual name is Espresso. So, what makes an espresso so special? Well, from a technical point of view, it's the very high pressure that is needed for the extraction that makes an espresso so unique. In order to generate that right amount of pressure to pull the espresso, you need the right machine. So this is why you cannot make an espresso with a regular drip coffee. But this brings us to our next topic. So, espresso is not just a strong cup of coffee. This is the most common confusion about espresso. Espresso is indeed a very strong cup of coffee. It's about 5 times more concentrated than a regular drip coffee. However, you cannot make an espresso with a drip maker, even if you do brew it concentrated. So I have here an espresso shot and a very concentrated drip coffee. A word on espresso machines. Not all espresso machines can create a real espresso. It's a little confusing, I know, but let me explain. So, a machine must produce 9 bars of pressure to qualify as a real espresso maker. This is usually produced with pump-driven espresso makers. Steam espresso makers can only deliver up to 3 bars of pressure, so they can't create that bold, intense flavor that we aim to achieve in an espresso. Now, French press or mocha pods, they cannot produce an espresso shot. An AeroPress cannot create an espresso. French press cannot create an espresso either. And a mocha pot also cannot create any espresso. So some think that it's a type of bean or a roast, but truth is you can create an espresso with any type of roast or coffee bean. So why use darker roasts? Well, the truth is that darker roasts are easier to brew than lighter roasts. They're more forgiving, so if you make a tiny little mistake, then a dark roast will cover it and it'll still taste delicious, but with a light roast, it's less forgiving. So, what makes an espresso special? Well, from a flavor profile, nothing is like an espresso. Espresso is a mini serving of coffee. So all you like and all you dislike will be enhanced in an espresso. Although an espresso is a very concentrated coffee, using that pressure to brew it actually changes the flavor profile. We extract soluble solids and soluble gases that make up that aroma. And these suspended solids and oils add to our espresso experience. So an espresso has more body than any other coffee, partly because it is so concentrated and partly because of the special way that it is brewed. So espressos contain certain extracts that are not present in any other types of coffees. These extracts are what give it that very unique profile. Crema, the most distinctive espresso feature, is the crema. Crema forms when oils and carbon dioxide get emulsified during the extraction. A great crema suggests that your beans were fresh and also that your brewing parameters were properly adjusted. But there is more to it. So, how do you drink an espresso? Well, this is one of those subjects that has a lot of disagreement on it. Here's how you drink an espresso. Well, on a more serious note, you should drink an espresso however you prefer. Conclusion. So, now you know that an espresso is more than just a strong, bitter coffee. And no, it was not only invented to increase the revenue of coffee chains. I hope that this video clarified at least some of your questions about espresso. And remember, for more questions about espresso, visit our website at brewespressocoffee.com.